has won the toss, and they have elected on senior day to receive. The Hawkeye offense ready to take over first. And we are underway in Iowa City, and the kickoff will go through the end zone for a touchback, and out we go to the 25-yard line. So the Hawkeyes ready to take the field, and Nathan Stanley ready to try to lead the Hawkeyes up and down the field. Nathan Stanley, first year as a starter for the Hawkeyes, and 22 pass touchdowns this year, just 5 away from the single-season school record held by our BTN colleague Chuck Long.
Yeah, but after you've watched him go this year, Kevin, he has gained some confidence, but his confidence is directly tied to that offensive line.
Easily in motion on first down. Stanley incomplete, looking for Noah Fant, and the pass jarred away by Jacob Thieneman. There is a wind today, and that's going to bring the wind chill to 34 degrees. The sun finally out. It was cloudy most of the morning and early afternoon, but it is brisk, and that wind's going to be a factor in the pass game today. Yeah, especially the deep balls, man. And each quarterback is going to have to be able to adjust and adapt in each team. But the biggest thing is, look, these teams, this Iowa team especially, they want to run the football. They want to dominate the ground game, and they're going to get back to it right now. Easily in motion on second down and 10. First carry for Akram Wadley. And Wadley picks up 4 to the 29-yard line. Not an easy task, Matt, to run on a Purdue defense that's one of the most improved defenses in college football. Yeah, I think Nick Holt, the defensive coordinator, has done a fantastic job with this group. And I think as this season has gone on, they have gained confidence, particularly up front and this linebacking core. And they got a good one back in there now. They're at their linebacker. I'm a big fan of T.J. McCollum, number 6. That kid's a good football player. Came back last week after missing almost a month. Had 10 tackles in his return to the lineup, almost like he'd never left. Smith-Marset in motion on third down and 6 for the Hawkeyes. Stanley to the air, and that one sailed on him, looking for Easley, and the pass incomplete, and Purdue pitches a 3 and out. Yeah, know where they wanted to go. The ball was there. The ball just took off on Stanley, and he had protection. And so Stanley and Sindelar they're not dissimilar, Kevin. They need to find their rhythms early, and that's what this coaching staff wants to do, try to get some easy throws for him. That one just took off on him. Jackson after a back, awaiting the punt. Takes a nice little Iowa spin. I won't call that a roll because that was more of a spin as it dies inside the 40-yard line. Way to put the spin on it, Kevin. Put it at the 33 after the 38-yard punt. And now the Boilermakers going to work right out of the gate. Elijah Sindelar making his way onto the field. Did not practice early in the week. He was nicked up, according to Jeff Brom, but practiced late in the week and coming off a tremendous game, all career highs in attempts, completions, and yardage against Northwestern. And really got into a rhythm last week in that Northwestern game. On first down, the swing pass to DJ Knox out of the backfield, runs into the arms of Josie Jewell. And Jewell with the tackle at the 35, a pickup of 2. Well, we'll be hearing Josie Jewell's name a lot today. Just because this is guys as active a tackler as you're going to find in the Big Ten. He's got great instincts. He believes his eyes. And that sounds at home you go, well, of course he does. No, not everybody does. In fact, that's one of the biggest mistakes young linebackers make. 2nd and 8, and the pass jarred away by Manny Rugumba at the 38-yard line. Rugumba getting the start today. Michael Ojemudia also back there in the secondary. They alternate a little bit. No, Rugumba gets the nod. Not where Purdue wants to be. 3rd and long. They want to be 3rd and 5 or less. This is not a good situation for them here against this young offensive line. See what kind of protection they're going to give. You saw the struggles on 3rd down all year for this Purdue team. Iowa's sitting in a 2-shell. Looks like they're going to be playing some zone. 3rd and 8. 4-man pressure. Nobody open. Sindelar on the run. He's got some running room, and he's got the first down. Chased out by Rugamba, but a first down for Sindelar.
Yeah, Rugamba had to get depth. That's what you do if you're sitting in that zone, and the depth he gave was enough for Sindelar to be able, even nicked up, to be able to pick up this first. The nicked up that's code for a lot of things, Kevin. So nicked up can be, almost a broken leg to anywhere to a scratch. But it just covers a multitude of things.
Richie Worship earlier in the week was nicked up, and then Lisa got a confirmation that he's out for the rest of the year.
He's done.
That's a nick. On first down, Sindelar with protection, almost intercepted by Jewell.
Yeah, that's a nice play by Jewell. That's instinct right there. And so you get your depth, you get your drop, and then you're reading the quarterback. And once you start to see it, sometimes it's just a feel. Sometimes it's just a feel, which he has. He's just going to make that break before that ball even took off. That's just, either have that or you don't have it. Jewell's got it.
Second down and 10 at the 43. Draw play to Knox. And Knox caught from behind at the 46 by Ben Neiman. Third down and 7 now for Purdue.
Hawkeye defense really is led by those three backers, Neiman, Jewell, and Bauer. All three of them moving on, but all three of them, they play well together. Good communicators to each other. They control the front. That's a good group.
On 3rd and 7. Sindelar under pressure, and he's sacked. A.J. Epinesa, the freshman, 4.5 sacks on the year.
Epinesa just came off that right side, just working one-on-one. You can see him on the top side, just does a nice job, got to the inside. So when you're rushing the passer, you don't want to go on a full guy. You want to get to half a man. So you split that guy, and you try to work to an edge. He worked to the inside edge, was able to get the sack.
26 straight games with at least 1 sack for Iowa. And now pressure on Joe Schopper, and flags are down. Vandenberg with a fair catch at the 17-yard line.
It's either going to be running into or roughing.
It was 4th and 13. If it's roughing, Purdue's going to get new life.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker.
There you go.
Number 52. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Amani Jones. And the plant leg is what they were looking for here for Joe Schopper as he came down.
Yeah, so watch the bottom legs. Yeah, so it's touched and they're running into it when it's kind of fully extended, and that's what they're looking for right there.
Nick Neiman was the other Hawkeye there, and here comes Elijah Sindelar back to work again. So Purdue gets a second chance here. From the Iowa 45, first down. Sindelar sprints out, the catch by Jarrett Burgess, and Burgess to the 37-yard line. There's a guy who's been emerging late in the year for this Purdue squad. Jarrett Burgess, 27 years old. The former minor league baseball player with his first catch of the day. And a quick snap. Markel Jones to the edge, and Jones with a first down inside the 35. Today's Auto Owners Insurance Impact players, Matt.
Well, you're going to see Sparks. He's going to have some catches on the outside, or he's going to be a quarterback. Either way, he's going to have an impact. Josie Jewell always has an impact. As Josh Jackson, what kind of a year is he having, Kevin? He's having a phenomenal year. Seven interceptions. 2 last week for pick sixes. He's been on a tear lately.
His last 2 weeks are an incredible year for most players.
Yeah, it's a season.
Sindelar to the sideline. Catch is made by Terry Wright, diving down at the 29 in front of Josh Jackson.
Just watching this offense, look, I'm going to be brutally honest, okay? Purdue is very limited with talent. I think Jeff Brom does a phenomenal job with what he has. He keeps things off balance. He'll take exactly what you give him. He's a really good play caller.
2nd and 5. Sindelar over the middle, and that one's caught for the first down.
And it looked like it was tipped.
It did. Bryson Hopkins kind of caught that wobbler, and it was tipped on its way to Hopkins.
That's Brad Hopkins' son right there. There's the tip.
Brady Reef got his hands on that one. Still able to get it to Bryson Hopkins, who's got 21 catches now in the year.
Meanwhile, they're moving down the field, Kev. This is one of those things again. This is Jeff Brom.
Quick slant to Burgess. His second catch at the 13-yard line. Josh Jackson on the stop. 6-yard gain.
That double slant to the side. You clear the first guy, the second guy in. And Jeff Brom's been around it a long time. He is, you know what I love about him? He's got a defensive mentality, and he's an offensive guy. He loves good, tough football.
And you know what? He wins in the month of November. He's 11-2 in his career as a head coach in this month. Sindelar fakes to the left, goes back to the right, and he threw that one away.
That wasn't bad by Sindelar, though. He faked inside, looked outside, and then came all the way back and had a shot in the end zone. So he's seeing the field pretty good, which tells you if you're getting to your third read, you've got some time to be able to throw the football.
3rd down and 4. Purdue got second life on the roughing the kicker call on the punt. Now trying to cash in. Draw play, Jones with a hole. And Jones twisting for the first down. Josie Jewell on the stop.
Another nice call. Get him spread out. I think I've ran into a couple of Purdue people in the hotel, and they got themselves a real-life coach. That guy he's legit. Hang on to him. You're going to win some games with him.
14th play of this opening possession. And the give on the right wide receiver sweep, and Anthrop going to be tripped up near the 5-yard line. Tackled by Bo Bowers, 2nd and goal.
Now Iowa's got to flex their muscle right here. They're a more talented defense than this offensive group is. So they've got to be able to prove it right here.
Sindelar, the fade to Burgess, and Jackson nearly had another pick.
He almost had an Ohio State pick. One of those one-arm things just pull him down. Here's the thing with Jackson. Jackson he'll be tight. Now watch, here's the difference. The difference is his length. He's got nice long arms, and he's able to go up and make that play. That was good coverage, but he made the play.
3rd down and goal. Sparks, Anthrop, Burgess, the 3 receivers to the top, with DJ Knox next to Elijah Sindelar.
Oh, they got a backer on Knox. This is going to be interesting, and there it is.
Looking that way, Sindelar going to run. Sindelar throwing for Knox, and Knox in the back of the end zone with the touchdown.
And it was exactly what he was looking for. You get to that backside, you have an outside backer sitting on the tight end, and the inside backer has to take him. There's no one else because the safety was sitting on the other side. So Sindelar was very patient, stayed with it, used his feet, and then a nice adjust by Knox on the back of the end zone, and it's 6 quick. Well done.
Can't have a much better start than that if you're Elijah Sindelar and Purdue. 16-play drive, their longest of the year. And J.D. Dellinger on for the extra point. And the extra point makes it 7-0 Purdue. A second chance turns into 7 points. That second chance, a roughing the punter call that keeps the drive alive. Elijah Sindelar keeping the play alive to find DJ Knox for the touchdown. And Sindelar says, yeah, that's the way we want to start it here at Iowa City. Iowa took the ball, didn't get anything done. Purdue got the football, their opening drive, 16 plays for the touchdown. And the Purdue Boilermakers with a 7-0 lead. DJ Knox, 5-yard touchdown catch.
And that was creativity by DJ Knox. So once he knows the coverage right away, you can see it immediately. And once he knows and it's defined, you have to find a way to get open. And if you don't get open, then the defense is going to try to lock on you, and you got to shake them, and he did that.
Ivory Kelly Martin from the 5 for Iowa. Trying to bounce it to the outside, and he'll be caught around the 20-yard line, where the Hawks will go back to work, down 7-0. 7:53 remaining in the first. Ball on BTN is brought to you by Discover Card, the official credit card of the Big Ten Conference. Inside the Children's Hospital, which is, of course, right across the way here in Iowa City at the end of the first quarter. My favorite new college football tradition, the wave will happen. We'll show it to you when it happens coming up. Iowa from the 21 on first down. Akram Wadley trying to find some running room, and he'll find none. Second down as we go back to the touchdown.
Yeah, Kev, so here's what happens. So they're locking this up. That's man-to-man there. Bo Bauer gets locked up on Knox inside. Now, they have some help on the inside with Josie Jewell. And so what's going to happen, they're going to play inside out. He gets to the outside. Now, here's the difference in the play right there. See his eyes? He's looking back at the quarterback. That's the difference. That hesitation is the difference between an incompletion and a touchdown.
Second down and 11 with Noah Fant in motion. Off play action. Stanley wide open, and a first down at the 37-yard line is T.J. Hockenson.
Nicely done by Stanley. Really well done. So he feels the pressure. He knows he's going to get hit, but he stands right in there. And this is what he looked like in the Ohio State game. Hockenson, of course, just running that crossing route and just waiting for that ball to be delivered, but nice protection, stayed in, balls downfield where it's supposed to be.
Tight ends have been a big part of the passing game for the Hawkeyes this year. Hockenson now 21 catches. Noah Fant has 23. And some movement on the right side of the line. It's going to cost the Hawkeyes 5.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Tristan Wirfs as we check out our Auto Owners Insurance Impact players.
Well, anytime you start talking about the rushing game or the Iowa offense, you got to talk about Akram Wadley. He has just been tremendous this last 2 years. Noah Fant is a guy who's really coming on and really like what he's doing. T.J. McCollum, I think that's one of the most underrated players in the Big Ten. I think he's had a really, really good year. He's been hurt, but he knows how to play backup.
The grad transfer from Western Kentucky came over with his coaching staff. Akram Wadley runs right into the arms of Marcus Bailey, who hit him high and drove him back at the 33.
You know, interestingly, that's a nice chop there by Bailey. But right now, there's T.J. McCollum is going against a really, really good center in James Daniels. James Daniels, I think, is going to be a high pick. I think he's as good as there is out there as a center. And this is a nice little battle within a battle. McCollum and Daniels.
Second down and 13 at the 33. Three-step drop for Stanley, airing it for Vandenberg down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Excellent coverage by DeJuan Hunt, blanketing Matt Vandenberg.
It sets up this 3rd and long, which is where Iowa doesn't want to be. One thing about this Purdue defense is the one thing that they really could use, Nick Holder, the coordinator, they don't really have a bona fide pass rusher. So he has to try to create one and create situations. And it's not easy to do when you're going against the Big Ten offensive lines.
Hawkeyes 0 for their last 14 on 3rd down.
So see what he's doing. So he's giving you extra numbers, so they have to account for everybody, and then they'll have to sort them out as they come. And here they come.
Pressure coming, and Stanley is buried. Antoine Miles with his first sack of the year. The senior pouncing on Nathan Stanley to end the Iowa drive.
So he's pouncing easily because why? Nobody picks him up. You're going to see him at the end of the line. So you have all these guys on the inside in here, and they have to try to account for everybody. And he doesn't do it. The tackle on the outside feints there. He just looks back inside, and you got a free blocker. That is completely on the coaching staff.
Short punt. Anthrop says get out of the way, and it's going to die right near midfield. Purdue is going to have excellent field position to start their second possession with a 7-0 lead. conference standings, Wisconsin and Ohio State reigning supreme atop each of their respective divisions. Wisconsin's big win today over Michigan, continuing their hopes not only for a conference championship, but for a national championship and a berth in the college football playoff.
How good is Paul Chryst?
Boy,
I think the Big Ten has the best coaches the Big Ten Conference has ever had. Paul Chryst is at the top of it.
Sindelar over the middle to Markel Jones. For viewers looking for the conclusion of the weather-delayed Rutgers-Indiana game, that can be seen on a BTN Extra Football game channel nationwide, as well as BTN To Go and Fox Sports Go. Here Purdue with a 7-0 lead over the Hawkeyes, and a 2nd down and 7 at the Iowa 47. Toss play, Jones trying to get to the edge, and Markel Jones close to the first down. So the Boilermakers enter this game, Matt, at 4-6 on the year. They've got today and they've got Indiana. The last time they made a bowl was the 2012 Heart of Dallas Bowl. This Purdue team, if they can steal a win on the road today, goes into that game next week with Indiana, needing one win to get to a bowl in Jeff Brom's first year. What an accomplishment that would be.
They should put a crown on his head.
And on 3rd and short, Markel Jones able to squeeze through an opening to get the first down to the 40-yard line. And Indiana, by the way, on its way to an easy win, it looks like, over Rutgers in that weather-delayed game. So that game will be not only for the old Oak and Bucket, but it will be for bowl eligibility for one of those two schools with 2 first-year coaches.
Both have done excellent jobs. Both of them put their teams in a position to, obviously to get in that spot. But this guy here, I think this guy's special.
The ruling on the field is a first down. That plays under further review.
So they're going to look at this one to see if he was able to get to the 40-yard line, which is where he needed to be for the first down.
Yeah, that was all Markel Jones. I mean, it was just power at the end. He just kept on bullying his way through. It looks from here that he's got it, but I'm only about 300 feet away, so just watch him finish. It's called finishing a run right here. He just keeps on powering.
And look where the ball was, Matt, in his left arm as he leaned forward.
Right.
Twist here, but the arm is right at the 40-yard line.
I should say correct, not right. Because he said left.
Left.
Correct?
Up.
Markel Jones has been this kind of a back all season long. He's just a fighter. Yeah, to me, that looks like he's got the first. When he dropped down there, it was on that same spot. Right on top of that line. Of course, you have to see if the knee was down before that, or where the ball was when the knee was down.
We've seen it this year. It's so hard, Matt, to determine a spot and an overturn.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called. First down, Purdue.
And Purdue is 4 for 5 today on 3rd down, Matt. This is a team that has struggled all year long on 3rd, but they were 7 of 19 last week, and today 4 of 5.
The interesting thing for me with this Purdue team, and we've had them a couple times, there are times when you look at me and go, this is a pretty darn good team. Then there's other times, and it's a new program, just inconsistent. You got a lot of young guys playing.
Sindelar breaking a tackle is Terry Wright as we go to Chicago and check in with Rick Pizzo for a studio update.
Kevin, thank you. Ohio State off early against Illinois. J.T. Barrett, last game inside the horseshoe, gets in from 3 yards out. Mike Weber has just scored. Ohio State up 21-0. Still 5 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Oof. That'll be 60-0 at half. That's brutal.
Ohio State may have something to prove today. Markel Jones met in the backfield by Cedric Lattimore, and then his teammates come over to help him out. Stay connected with BTN across every platform and get access to exclusive video content. Like, follow, share BTN. I feel like I said that in a commanding voice. Maybe I'll just say it nicer. Like, Matt, follow, share.
You put a question mark on that one.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to share. Sindelar, what a catch and what a throw. In all kinds of traffic to the 24-yard line. He stopped on a dime, Matt, and fired back across the middle to Jarrett Burgess.
He needs to be nicked up every week. Because if this is nicked up, this is on. This kid is throwing the ball really well. He's seeing the field, and he's putting that ball in really tight spots.
Yeah, Bo Bauer was right there, but Sindelar 9 of 13 for 54 yards and a touchdown to start. And another conversion on 3rd down for Purdue. Inside screen, Jewell, and then Josie Jewell said, "You are not catching that."
I love this stuff. Way to go, Josie. That guy, hey, nice job by Wright, too. Held on to the ball. Knows what he's getting into. He knows his face is going right into a backer. No, he didn't hold on to the ball. Sorry about that. Yeah. You don't get to see much of that anymore in football. They don't let you hit anybody anymore.
But that was a good, clean hit.
Way to go, Josie Jewell. The outlaw Josie Jewell.
2nd and 10 at the 24. Pressure coming from Jewell, and Jewell with a sack. A big hit and a bigger sack for Josie Jewell.
Guy ain't much of a living. Where's my Jewell? There he is, right here. He's coming on a blitz. Nobody accounts for him. There's one thing to come on a blitz. There's another thing to make sure you get what you're aiming for. Jewell does just that.
5 tackles and a sack in the first quarter on Senior Day. Pressure again. Sindelar hit, incomplete. Sindelar with the heat from Parker Hesse got rid of it. It is 4th down and 21 at the Iowa 35. And so far the Purdue offense staying on the field as they're stuck in no man's land.
And they got to kick it. Josie Jewell. Josie Jewell has been making plays like that for 4 years. He's been consistent with it the whole time. He's an All-American. He's exactly what you want running your defense. He's smart. He's into it. He's everything you want. Good kid.
Chopper to punt. Trying to pin the Hawkeyes deep, and Vandenberg with a fair catch at the 14-yard line. 7-0. Purdue with the lead.
Welcome back to Iowa City. Lisa Byington inside the Children's Hospital. We are practicing the wave, right, everyone? We're getting set for this. Just a few moments away. Kevin and Matt, you know, this has become the wave at the end of the first quarter, has become one of the greatest traditions in college football. I'll be inside here in the next minute or so.
So cool to watch it from the outside. I can't imagine watching the kids as they see it from the inside. Lisa's the lucky one today. James Butler, his first carry of the day, and Butler works his way to the 17-yard line to pick up a 3. Jawan Bentley on the stop.
Yeah, Bentley made the stop, but Bailey made the play. Marcus Bailey, he hit that lead blocker and stuffed him right in the hole. That's exactly how you're supposed to play defense. That's nice stuff. Well, I appreciate that.
2nd down and 7. Drake Kulik, that lead blocker. James Butler, the running back. Stanley on 2nd down. Butler again with a hole. Butler sheds a tackle. Little hesitation by Butler. And Butler out of bounds across the 40-yard line. He picks up 25 on the scamper. Danny Izichukwu had a shot at him, but couldn't pull him down. And that is the end of the first quarter of play in Iowa City, with Purdue enjoying a 7-0 lead. And it is time for today's Dr. Pepper Craveable moment, and this is the best tradition going right now in college football. It's the wave. Everybody waving in the stands, everybody waving on the field, both teams waving up to the Children's Hospital. Lisa Byington is in there with the kids and their families as everybody waves here in Iowa City. Great to see those families and all the smiles.
That's awesome, Kevin.
It started with a Facebook post from a Hawkeye fan. It's turned into one of the best things going in college football. The Wave in Iowa City. Purdue leads as we start the second quarter in Iowa City alongside Matt Millen with Lisa Byington. I'm Kevin Kugler, our entire BTN crew here. Enjoying a good one so far. Purdue with the early lead, but Iowa just got a big run from James Butler, who stays in as the running back on 1st down and 10 at the 42-yard line. And Butler the carry once more. Butler down at the 45-yard line as we go down to Chicago. Check in with Rick Bezo.
Kevin, as you were waving to the Children's Hospital, Saquon Barkley was waving goodbye to the Nebraska defense. 65 yards on Penn State's opening drive. Nebraska has just answered with a field goal. Nittany Lions over the Huskers 7-3 midway through the first.
Rick, thanks so much. Saquon Barkley looking for a big day to keep his name in the mix for the Heisman.
I think that train sailed, but he's still the best running back I've seen.
On 2nd and 8 is Noah Fant. And Fant with a 1st down into Purdue territory at the 45.
Nice play call by Brian Ferentz, their offensive coordinator. A little bit of misdirection. Fant's a guy that really is going to have a really bright future. I mean, he has a really bright future. He runs well. He's got good size. He's still learning the position. He can be a good blocker. He's good down the field. This is a kid to keep your eyes on here in the next couple of years. Kind of on the skinny side right now, but he'll fill out.
Athletic sophomore out of Omaha, and the give to Butler, who has a hole with a flag down behind the play. Butler down to the Purdue 34-yard line. Jalen Robinson on the stop. This one may be coming back. T.J. Hawkinson was right where the flag was thrown.
Personal foul. Chop block. Offense. Number 87.
That's Noah Fant.
86.
86, 87. What's the difference?
First, 2nd down.
I think our official just got there to the point. He's like 87. Yeah, so here's 87 down here. Let's take a look what he does.
And then
that's not it.
86 at the top, right there. Boy.
Yeah. Well, they saw it someplace, and we didn't see it. Regardless, it came back.
So a penalty takes it back to the Iowa 40, and now 1st and 25 for the Hawkeyes. Stanley on 1st down. What a catch! Inside the 40 is Nick Easley with the fingertip grab. Navon Mosley on the stop after a 21-yard pickup on a flag down in the backfield again.
That was a nice hit. He just picked that thing right out of the air, Kevin. That's the way you're supposed to pluck a ball. But Stanley put some heat on that thing. That thing was... You can see a difference in him, but we had him at the beginning of the year to now. There's a big difference.
A little delay in the call here.
Personal foul. Hands in the face. Defense number 11. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Anton Miles is starting to have the sack. You're going to see him down here, number 11. Down here, you're going to watch him. Oh, he's coming off into a... I'd say it's just maybe removing his helmet. That was not so much hands to the face.
And since it was the helmet coming off at the behest of another player on the opposite side, he doesn't have to leave the game.
I don't know if he knows what behest means, but there's a flag.
So now 1st and 10 at the 24. Butler caught in the backfield. Good play made. Knifing in to make the stop was Jacob Thieneman.
Yeah, I'm going to show you that exactly what they did. They're loading the box. I mean, they're daring Iowa to throw the football. Thieneman, you're going to watch him. He's going to walk all the way down up inside. So they're playing 9 men up front, 10 men up front. So you can't account for everybody. If Thieneman's the guy who's clear, you better make the tackle. Well done.
2nd and 11 at the 25. Butler, the single back. Stanley to throw. And that one through the hands of Butler and incomplete. Eddie Wilson with a little bit of late pressure up the middle, but it's 3rd down.
Eddie Wilson, Kevin, you and I liked him when we watched his tape early in the season. And he's kind of slowed down a little bit, but he's got some skills. His first 2 steps off the ball are special good. If he can develop the rest of his game, that's a player to make it.
Junior out of Pontiac, Michigan, backing up Lorenzo Neal. Both of those guys see a ton of time in the middle of that defensive line. 3rd down and 11. Both Wadley and Butler in the backfield. Pressure coming. Stanley in trouble. Stanley is sacked, and it's Eddie Wilson. We were just talking about him, and for the 2nd time today, Purdue gets to Nathan Stanley.
And he's able to come on. His get-off was perfect, and then he was able to redirect. You're going to watch him here on the inside. There's no number 7. Really well done. See, it's like a kind of a whirling dervish. Once you get started, don't stop. Work to an edge. One side's taken, get to the other side. Really well done by Wilson.
And on 4th and 20, the Hawkeyes line up to go.
He may punt it right here.
And he does. Stanley with a good kick, and the coverage is there as well. Purdue going to start inside their own 2. Nick Easley down there to down it at the 2-yard line. Kirk Ferentz hit it. The Boilermakers deep. 8 in discussion. The playoff bracket as of today. Alabama, Clemson, Miami, and Oklahoma. Alabama and Clemson with cakewalk wins against cakewalk opponents today. Miami had to come from behind to beat Virginia. And then the outside looking in. Penn State's leading Nebraska's Rick Pizzo told us. Ohio State all over Illinois. And Wisconsin winning today against a very solid Michigan squad. Is that going to be enough when the new rankings come out on Tuesday for the committee to say Wisconsin would be in the top 4? Doesn't matter until after the championship. Yeah. And if Wisconsin wins the Big Ten championship game, Wisconsin's going to be in the college football playoff.
I still don't trust Oklahoma's defense. To me, they're okay.
Sparks in motion on 1st down. The give to Knox, and not much running room as Neiman is there, the first man to get there. No, but before the college football playoff, of course, Saturday, December 2nd, the champions of the East and West divisions collide in Indianapolis for the conference's ultimate prize. Don't miss the 2017 Big Ten Football Championship game presented by Discover. Saturday, December 2nd, it's only on Fox. And we know that if Ohio State hangs on to beat Illinois today, thanks to the Michigan loss, our matchup will be set. It will be Wisconsin and Ohio State. 2nd and 10. Sindelar pumps. Sindelar sacked. It's a safety. Nathan Bujita on senior day with a safety to get the Hawkeyes on the board.
And the pump was because of coverage. So Bujita should turn around and be happy with his safety because his coverage down the field was where it was supposed to be. But he just relentless, so he just keeps on coming. That's just kind of the way Bujita is. He never quits.
7-2 lead for Purdue. Iowa with some momentum. Nathan Bujita with a safety a moment ago. The sack of Elijah Sindelar in the end zone to get the Hawkeyes on the board. And Iowa's last couple of games, they've scored 16 points all by their defense. The first safety since last November against Michigan for Iowa.
There's Reese Morgan, their defensive line coach. He does a really good job with this defensive line. Has for some time. And doesn't get a ton of really talented guys. The guys he gets, though, are always fundamentally sound, tough, and they always play at the next level. They're just good, tough kids. Kind of like Iowa wrestling. Same old stuff.
10:44 in the second quarter. For those who mentioned, Matt mentioning wrestling in the pool as you play along at home. It's BTN Bingo. And the kickoff out of bounds on the free kick.
Did I mention that was a lousy kick, Kevin?
Iowa defense, Matt.
Yeah, Iowa defense has come out and they've been smoking. Josie Jewell has been what Josie Jewell is supposed to be. And then, you got to have some pressure, so here comes Nelson from the other side. Budget on the inside. And Jackson on the back, almost with another pick. Jewell's going to just show you again what he's all about. And this last one here was Budget and the sack. I didn't see the number of the safety. He had a great job in coverage, but they're playing really good team defense right now, and that's exactly what they need to be doing.
Safety, 3 sacks, 5 pass breakups, and now after the free kick going out of bounds, Hawks start at the 50-yard line. Akram Wadley back in at running back. Wadley with a little bit of a crease, turns it into a bigger crease, and caught by Thieneman at the 35-yard line. 15 yards for Akram Wadley, and a first down for Iowa.
Nice job there by Tristan Wirfs, number 74. Your right tackle does a nice job getting up to second level. See how he gets to the next level? He's able to take that backer and be able to get him to into the third level. And just a young one. I mean, these are young tackles. Just Alaric Jackson, 77, and Wirfs, 74. They're going to be pretty darn good.
Wadley again, and Wadley inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. Tristan Wirfs, that freshman right tackle, very strong, terrific shot putter, discus thrower when he was in high school, but the first true freshman to start at tackle under Coach Ferentz.
And there's a lot that goes into that. But the biggest part is from the neck up, Kevin. It's the mental preparation, and it's the mental awareness of knowing that, hey, it's your job, and you got to produce. He has gotten nothing but better the longer he's played, and he'll continue to do that. He's got a really bright future.
Ready to go. The Ike Butker injury kind of opening the door for Tristan Wirfs to come in early. 2nd and 3 at the 28. Here's Akram Wadley again, and Wadley trying to find some running room. Not much there. Wirfs was trying to clear an opening, but Jalen Robinson was there to make the stop.
So one of the things, I want to show you something here in this offensive line. One of the things they do exceptionally well is they all take the same steps. They all work together. Now, Wirfs is getting pushed around a little bit on the inside, but he maintains his balance and stays on top of his block. All you have to do is stay between the blocker and the runner and let the runner pick his poison.
3rd down and 3 at the 28. Brady Rawson at fullback, Akram Wadley the running back. Wadley the carry on 3rd down, leaping for the first to the 25. The lunge by Wadley, flying over Jawan Bentley to move the chains.
Iowa always seems to have an Akram Wadley. Wadley, he started a little bit slow in his career. You could see what he was going to do. Every year he's gotten better. He's reliable, catches the ball well out of the back. He's a next-level player. He's, at the very least, he'll be tough on special teams, and he'll give you something out of the backfield. They're dropping the safety down low in the box again. See if they don't go ahead and throw it. They got singled on the outside with a single high safety.
From the 25 on 1st down, and Wadley out of bounds. I want to go back to that leap one more time for the 1st down, because you got to watch Akram Wadley. Look at his eyes. He's going to turn his head to the sideline, Matt, to see where he is going to find. Look at him, peering to the sideline. Am I going to get the 1st down? Is this leap going to get me there in time? Yeah, it will.
Yeah, there's just so many things. You know, Kevin, years ago in NFL Films, we were going to do a project on one play and all the decisions that are made on one play. And that's a great insight as to seeing it. There's so many things you do in the middle of a play. It's astonishing.
2nd and 9 at the 24. Stanley batted down at the line by Lorenzo Neal.
And nicely done by Neal, because Fant was wide open for a 1st down. Fant had beaten his coverage, and it was at about the 15-yard line. Lorenzo Neal, of course, the son of Lorenzo Neal, the big old fullback, is tough as nails, and his son's same way. He has manned that nose spot in there for Purdue all season long. I think he's had a really good season. I know they love him in the inside. And Nick Holt, the D coordinator, can't say enough about him.
Ivory Kelly Martin is the running back. The give is to Smith Marset. to the edge and upended at the 20-yard line. Really nice job by Thieneman working off his block to make the tackle before Smith-Marset could cut it back inside.
Kev, I can't tell if that's a nice job by Thieneman or Smith-Marset just got confused and ran right into him. He didn't make anybody miss.
So now 4th down and 5 at the 20, and the offense staying on the field again. Now, the last time they were out on 4th down, Nathan Stanley pooch punted. It's not happening here.
No, it's not happening here. Inside, outside, high, down below. For your coverage.
That's Smith-Marset again in motion. They're 11 of 16 on 4th down this year. Stanley pumps, throws, caught. Vandenberg, 1st and goal.
That was all on Stanley. Kevin, they were going to wait. They were going to bring that double inside move. He was going to hit the second guy. But watch him wait for this window to open. And it's a tiny window. That is small, man. That is a great throw. And Kirk Ferentz says, my guy's on today.
That was a leap for joy in Kirk Ferentz's world. Those 2 claps of the hands. 1st and goal at the 2. Akram Wadley with the carry. Akram Wadley gives the Hawkeyes the lead.
Kevin, they just pounded that right side the entire time. That's trust in a freshman in Wirfs. They went behind him for virtually that whole series.
Racinos on that good with the extra point. Took a little bit of Akram Wadley, both by air and by ground, to get into the end zone for the touchdown. And Kirk Ferentz with a back handspring, at least in the world of Kirk Ferentz.
2 seconds ago, last play of the game. Stanzi looked up, touchdown! On the final play of the game, they have defeated the Michigan State Spartans 15-13.
Lisa made a point of telling us she was on that game because every BTN 10-year moment ties back in some way to Lisa Byington. So she wanted us to know she was on working that game that day.
I'm all right with my lease. That's my girl.
9-7 lead for Iowa. Catlett and Knox back deep for Purdue. And the safety and then the free kick out of bounds, giving Iowa excellent field position in midfield. They were able to punch it in from there. And now the Hawkeyes, with that wind blowing, are going to have to use a holder for this kickoff from Racinos. Matt Hankins down there as the holder for Iowa. And the kickoff through the end zone for the touchback. And speaking of Lisa Byington, here she is.
Speaking of moments, Kevin, Josie Jewell's having a pretty good moment here on Senior Day. Speaking of that, 25 to 30 family members and friends. And in the middle of it all is his 91-year-old grandmother, Rosie. This is the first time she watches him play at Kinnick. I talked to her before the game. You know, she just lived down the road from the farm that Josie grew up on. And her best grandmother tone, she said, Josie's become a much better kid since he's gotten older. And how about this, guys? The grandson would walk over to grandmother's house and cook her eggs every morning in high school.
Sparks in at quarterback right now, Lisa. And on the first play, Sparks with the carry, and Sparks to the 31-yard line. Jared Sparks working at quarterback this week. We saw him take a couple of Wildcat snaps last week against Northwestern, but he has yet to throw a pass in college. You saw his high school footage with Lisa at the top of the broadcast. Iowa saw his high school footage as well. They studied it this week. On second down, Sparks on the keep, trying to dance around Bo Bauer, and Anthony Nelson finishes it all.
Speaking of Bo Bauer,
Matt Nelson there as well. Here comes Sindelar.
Josie's grand. Yes, Rosie. Yeah, he's got a little limp going off, but her favorite players,
Bo Bauer.
Bo Bauer. Yeah. How's my Bo doing? I got a kick out of that.
3rd and 4 with Sindelar back to work. As time to the air, first down to the 39-yard line. Anthony Mahungu. And we mentioned that Sparks was limping off. This is why. Watch the end of this play. Ooh.
Yeah, you get a little bit of bendage. The knees aren't meant to go that way. This is a talented kid. He's talented as a receiver. He's got some quarterback skills running the football. We haven't seen him throw.
Toss to the short side for Jones, and Jones runs into Josie Jewell.
Josie Jewell's having himself another Josie Jewell game. Graham's going to be happy. It's the first time you get to see her. She can talk about Bo all she wants, but Josie's having a heck of a game.
8 tackles today. That's 17 straight games with 7 tackles or more. 2nd and 9. Pressure coming. Gets rid of it to Mahungu. Mahungu with a first down. Stretching the midfield. Rugumba on the tackle. And Josie Jewell's been all over the field today for the Hawks.
Well, when you start talking about the Hawks defense, it starts with Josie Jewell. And he's the guy who gets everybody set, but he's also the guy who makes the big play. When this play is supposed to be made, inevitably it almost seems like Josie Jewell's right in the middle of it, and it's no different today.
3 tackles from becoming the 3rd Iowa player with 3 seasons of 115 tackles or more.
A lot of time.
All day to throw. Throws it short. The catch is made by Hopkins, but Hopkins able to get just a yard because Ben Neiman had him right around the knee. 2nd and 9.
So we've been talking, seemingly all the names we're talking about are these linebackers from Iowa.
They're everywhere. I think they won't be missed, those 3 seniors.
It's a really good group. They play well together.
They'll empty it out on 2nd and 9. Sindelar over the middle, caught close to the first down is Bryson Hopkins, and he's got it at the 39 of Iowa.
If you have 5 out, you spread it, and you bring somebody to the middle. You always get somebody over the middle of that center. Sindelar's finding them with ease. When that happens, that means your inside backers are spreading to get to your inside to 2 and 3 on the outside. Somebody's coming over the top.
Good ball game here today, Matt. 9-7 Iowa. Winding our way towards halftime in Iowa City is Sindelar to throw again, and it's caught. Fit it right into Gregory Phillips, and somehow was able to hang on at the 34-yard line.
Kevin, that wasn't even a window. That was a crack. Sindelar's making some really nice, tight throws here today.
We've not seen anything in a deep game, but it's just very short to medium routes.
They don't have anybody to go deep. This is a slow receiving corps. They're not going to beat this secondary.
Anthrop in motion. He'll flip it back to Sindelar. Sindelar under pressure from Jewell, and he'll throw it away. In the area was Mahungu.
At or beyond the line of scrimmage, he has to throw it, and he's got to be outside the tackle box. Now, the tackle box...
and there's a flag.
Yeah.
Offense, number 2 gave up possession of the football, took the ball back. He is not awarded the opportunity to legally ground the football. Loss of down. 3rd down.
And when you give up the football and then get it back, no more grounding or able to do it.
Yeah, and so regardless, so he was still inside of it, and he was probably still inside of it. Regardless, it's taken away from him. And the net result's 3rd and 14.
If he throws it a little closer to Mahungu there, it's not going to be grounding because
you have somebody in the area. Correct. Instead of throwing it to Bob Fry over there in the 5th round.
I didn't know Bob was here.
Yeah, Bobby's here. Good guy. Good friend of mine.
Rode in with Rosie Jewell.
Yeah. Rosie and Josie. It doesn't get much better than that.
3rd and 14 at the 43. Purdue's been good on 3rd down, but this is a big one. Sindelar short to Hopkins. Flag comes in as Hopkins is down at the 38-yard line. Josie Jewell on the stop.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a pick. Yeah.
He ran right around the pick, trying to find extra yardage.
Did.
Shined a big spotlight right on the pick.
Pass interference, offense, number 88. 15-yard penalty, still third down.
It's Cole Herdman, who was in the midst of picking when his teammate Bryson Hopkins went around him.
You know, if you're an offensive guy, we like to call him rubs. He's got to come all the way here, and this is what you're looking for. So he's just getting in the way so he can take advantage of picking the defender to get him open.
3rd and 29. Sindelar under pressure, throws it short. Jewell bats it away. Kind of surprised they accepted that penalty because Purdue would have punted, but Kirk Ferentz trusting his defense and takes the extra yardage here on the punt.
And that's exactly what it is. And Josey Jewell had himself a chance at a pick. Knocks it away, makes a good play. Great play would have been the pick.
Fair catch made inside the 20-yard line for the Hawkeyes. Rosie Jewell enjoying what she sees from this one so far. Her grandson, Josie Jewell, getting it done on Senior Day in Iowa City. His team leads by a pair. 9-7 lead for Iowa alongside Matt Millen with Lisa Byington on the sidelines. I'm Kevin Kugler. Wonderful to have you with us today. Final home game of the regular season for the Hawkeyes. We were here for home game number 1. It was much warmer that day. Iowa won that one against Wyoming. That was the first time we got to see the wave. It has certainly progressed since then and has become a great tradition. You saw it. Hopefully you were with us for the end of the first quarter for the wave. Akram Wadley, the running back, to Stanley's left. Took that handoff a little bit high, able to secure it, and is down at the 27-yard line as we go down to Lisa Byington.
Well, they're walking off Jared Sparks here early to get back into the locker room. The entire time after they came out, the athletic training staff has been working on that right ankle. He kept pointing to the high outside part of his right ankle, and I'm telling you right now, he could not put pressure on it. They tried to do some short 10-yard sprints. He was having major difficulty putting weight on that right ankle.
I hope that's not a high ankle sprain, because that takes a long time.
He had 11 catches last week as well, as Easley gets to the sideline and Easley down in the arms of Thieneman at the 38-yard line. And that's the real question right now, is what happens if Sindelar cannot go?
They have to have an emergency guy. I mean, they would have that worked out. It could be.
He missed early in practice this week, sat out a day, was nicked up after last week. Pressure coming, and a sack. Second time today for Antoine Miles to get to Nathan Stanley, and the 3rd sack overall. Purdue saying they have the football.
Yeah, they're saying it's a loose ball. See what happened at the end of that.
Stanley got blasted, but it belongs to the Hawkeyes, even though you see right there Antoine Miles getting up with the football.
Well, Antoine Miles is kind of, you see, nobody blocks him again. And this ball is out. This
really
is
on the field. Second down.
Now,
Iowa.
he did clamp it under his elbow.
And I think Stanley secured it.
He did. I think that's a good call by the officials.
Yep. Once Stanley secures it, he's down.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to look at it again.
The ruling on the field is under further review.
I think that's a good call by the officials, though. So the ball did come free, and it lodged under his elbow, and he clamped down on it. And as he fell, it was still in his possession in the clamp. Not the claw, the clamp. Right there, he's clamping down on that thing with his elbow, and that would be possession.
And the play is over at that point. Once he is down, if he's got clear possession, this is a good angle. Watch it. The ball's loose, but look at that right arm.
Yep, he's got it. Yeah, I've seen balls secured with cheeks, with legs, with ankles, and now with upper arms. The bottom line is it's still possession.
Well, and you didn't even notice it didn't move when he had it under there. This could be a quick review, and they're already done.
After further review, The ruling on the field stands as called. Second down, Iowa.
That's good job by the officials.
I think you could have even confirmed that one. That looked like a confirmable call there.
Right.
But at the very worst, they got it right.
All right, let's do it. It was confirmed.
Thank you.
You feel better now?
I do feel
That's
better.
Good.
Yes. I don't know why they don't just ask us. Second and 18. 9-7 lead for the Hawkeyes. The safety, Budgeter with a sack in the end zone. The difference in this ballgame.
He's a 2-out homer in the bottom of the third.
Akram Wadley on second and 18 just plunges forward, and that might be the final play of the first half.
A little bit of booage going around.
Yeah, Hawkeye fans don't like that.
To do? Maybe they would prefer throwing a bomb here at the end of the half and take a chance. That doesn't make sense.
Well, they're not going to get that wish if that is their wish, because both teams are headed to the locker room. Halftime is here in Iowa City, and the home team on Senior Day takes a 9-7 lead into the locker room.
A lot of good football played in that first half.
Few kids in my neighborhood that were Brian Sipe fans. Well, actually, there was one. It was me. I loved Brian Sipe as a kid growing up. I don't know why, but man, I was a huge Brian Sipe fan. Kickoff through the end zone for the touchback. And out to the 25 it'll come. All right, Matt, let's go in the huddle. Brought to you by SoFi, the official financial loan partner of the Big Ten Conference.
Not much changes for Jeff Brom. So what he's going to do is just go back to exactly what he was doing in the first half. They are in the right exact position they want to be. It's only a 2-point game. They have the football at the start of the second quarter, second half rather. So this is just going to be a lot of short passing underneath. Occasionally they're going to take a shot, but it's business as usual for Purdue.
First down at the 25 for the Boilermakers. Sindelar to the air on first down. Breaking a tackle is Mahungu, and he's got the first across the 35. Manny Rugamba had a chance to stop him at about 5 yards, but instead it turns into 11 and a first down.
You're going to sit off. They're going to take what they give you. And then, if you miss a tackle or something, you pick up a first down and maybe something breaks. That's what they count on.
Purdue playing for bowl eligibility. They need to win today. They need to win next week against Indiana to make a bowl. Mahungu was open. There's a flag.
And that was an opportunity right there. If he hits Mahungu, the safety may get him. But Mahungu has at least 30 yards of green in between.
But it's a penalty, I think, going against Purdue. Or not.
No, to me, I thought that was on Jackson.
Pass interference. Defense number 5.
Oh,
I'm placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
I thought it was 15, but it wasn't. Ugumbu.
So move it to the 44. It's a first down for Purdue.
Yeah, so he missed his jam, and he grabbed him.
First down and 10 at the 44. Sindelar to the air. Mahungu with a catch. Another first down. Out to the 42-yard line. This Purdue team plays teams close, Matt. They've done it all year. 5 of their 6 losses by 10 points or fewer. And you could argue that nobody's played Wisconsin in the league as tough as Purdue did in a game we had earlier this year on BTN.
And Brom calls the game that way. I mean, he knows what his team is. He can't put it in a position to get blown out. So he's got to try to keep it tight. So this is what you're seeing the whole game.
Taking a deep shot. Mahungu open. Touchdown. 42 yards, and Purdue takes the lead as Anthony Mahungu went right past Manny Rugamba for the touchdown.
3 straight, Kev. Went after Rugamba. They knew they had something. So he says, hey, I could get on top of him. Well, when you say it, you better do it. And Mahungu did a really nice job of getting on top of the coverage, and the ball was right where it had to be. That was really well done.
They don't get a lot of deep shots. Anthony Mahungu leads this team 4 catches of 30 yards or more, and that's the longest catch of his career at 42. And Purdue storming out of the locker room. Takes the 14-9 lead, just 57 seconds off the clock in the third quarter. Anthony Mahungu all the way in for the touchdown to start the third. When you're trying to make a bowl game, every moment is a little bit bigger. Anthony Mahungu with a 42-yard touchdown to give Purdue a lead. They need to win today, and they need to win next week. For Jeff Brom in his first year to get this Purdue Boilermaker squad to a bowl game. It would be a remarkable achievement for this staff coming in, especially from what we saw with Purdue over the last couple of years, Matt. They have really made this program competitive in a hurry.
Well, that's Jeff. My hat's off to Jeff Brom. I think he has done a terrific job. You know what's impressive? He saw something in Rugumbu at half. They came out and they went right after him, and they picked at it, and boom, they got it. That's you normally don't see that in the NCAA. You see that in the NFL a lot. They'll pick on a guy, but I like what he just did there.
Ready to kick it off. You saw the wind causing problems for that ball on the tee. It is a windy late afternoon in Iowa City, and the kickoff through the end zone over the head of Ivory Kelly Martin for the touchback. Tomorrow, catch a triple header of hoops on BTN as Nebraska, second-ranked Michigan State, and Indiana hit the floor for non-conference action. It all starts tomorrow at 2 Eastern right here on BTN, and as always, streaming live on BTN To Go and Fox Sports Go.
So we're talking about Jeff Brom and the job he's done, but look, I'm a huge Kirk Ferentz fan. And so they're going to get back to doing exactly what they do well. And so what will that be right now? Well, he's going to pound the football, and then he's going to go off his play-action game. But this offensive line came to play. This is the offensive line of 2 weeks ago, not last week.
From the 25 on first down, Akram Wadley, nice cutback, a little jump cut to find yardage to his left, and he picks up nearly 5 before DeJuan Hunt can trip him up. Yeah,
and so anytime you're going to cut back inside, you keep your eyes on James Daniels and what he's doing. Because Daniels is a difference maker, number 78, the center inside. This guy here has tremendous hip. He must have been a good wrestler. He has excellent hips. His hands are good. His first 3 steps are, this is going to be a high pick someplace. But keep your eyes on 78 when you look at this offensive line. He's a difference maker.
Stanley off play action. Throws it short and incomplete. Everybody was covered. Excellent coverage by Purdue. They picked up both Hawkinson and Fant. And they picked up our United States Marine Corps leader of the game, senior wide receiver Matt Vandenberg, who not only doing well in the classroom, the 2-time academic All-Big Ten, but he does a lot of community service here in Iowa City. Hospital visits, including University Hospital, the local VA hospital. Just a real contributor on and off the field. Our United States Marine Corps leader of the game. 3rd down and 6 at the 29. Smith-Marset in motion. Stanley to throw. Pressure picked up. Smith-Marset on the sideline. Dropped it at the 46-yard line of Purdue. It floated and hung for what seemed like forever. And the freshman couldn't pull it in. And he may be hurt.
His pride's hurt. That's what's hurt. That should have been a caught ball, and he knows it. He's going to go over there and hide for a little bit. And he's okay. The move was perfect. Hit a double move. All he do is catch the ball. He knows it. As soon as he hits the ground, he knows it. Right there, he knows it.
So the Hawkeyes will punt it away. Rastetter out of bounds. Bad punt.
Lousy punt.
That's going to be at midfield for Purdue. Rastetter only 21 yards on the punt. 13:05, 3rd quarter, 14-9 Purdue over the Iowa Hawkeyes here at Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City. Second drive for Purdue to begin at midfield. And it looks like Michael Ojemudia in at corner. Manny Rugumba, who had some problems last drive, not out there right now. 1st and 10 at midfield. Sindelar going up top. Mahungu there again. And it doesn't matter who's on him. This time Ojemudia. And Mahungu right by him to the 15 of Iowa. 35 yards.
Mahungu did a really good job with that route. So he got Ojemudia back down inside. Watch how he gives inside. Now he gives the outside the ability to be able to make that throw. And that's the difference in the throw. There was room on the outside. And it was Mahungu. Really well done.
Knox on the toss. Nowhere to go, and Jewell there to bring him down. Give a little credit as well to Sam Brinks. But here's Anthony Mahungu showing up big.
Well, look, if you have something, you go after it. And Jeff Brom's not afraid to go after it. These are the last 4 plays. Here's the touchdown, and then here's the big play right after it. So not afraid to go out and pick at that scab, and you keep picking it until it bleeds.
Now it's Matt Hankins, the freshman, trying to cover Mahungu at the top of the screen. Sindelar looking that direction, looking for Mahungu in the end zone. Mahungu's got it. It's a touchdown.
Man, that is awesome. Sindelar just dropped a dime right there, boys. Mahungu ran a good route. The coverage wasn't bad. That ball had to be right in. Look at this throw. Look at the coverage. He's right on top of it. Turn your head. Now, he doesn't turn his head, but, yeah, he has control. His feet are in bounds. Mahungu, play number 5 in a row, is touchdown number 2.
Anthony Mahungu, 7 catches, 135 yards, assuming this is good, and it is. Both career highs. Anthony Mahungu is on fire in Iowa City. Dellinger with the extra point, and it's 21-9 Purdue. Last 2 drives, all Anthony Mahungu. 9, the man on the right is Jeff Brom. The man on the left is Anthony Mahungu. The calls from the man on the right have all gone to the man on the left over the last couple of moments.
And the man on the left is happy that his quarterback is dead on. He has made some great throws. The protection's been there. Sindelar was 5 for 5 for 118. 2 touches. Mahungu has been eating up whoever they put over there. They went through 3 corners, Kevin. 3 corners on 3 series, 2 touchdowns.
And the kickoff through the end zone for the touchback. Here's all 5 of the catches from Mahungu. That's corner number 1, trying to work against him, Manny Rugumba. Mahungu working again. That's Rugumba, and that's a touchdown for Mahungu. So now, changing corners. Ojemudia. Nope, that didn't work. Back to Hankins now. Nope. Ojemudia was the second after Rugumba, then Hankins. Didn't matter. He caught them all.
And if I'm the corners, if I'm coaching secondary, I'm saying get your hands on the receiver and be a little physical with them. Just don't let them run past you.
Off play action, dropped by Vandenberg at the 35-yard line. Second drop in as many passes for the Hawkeyes. Here's today's Eat Street's fastest delivery in the last 2 drives. You can't get much faster than Mahungu. 5 catches, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I don't know if you know this, but Mahungu is 5 catches real fast. That's what that means.
Yes, it does. Native of Paris, France, making himself quite at home here in the heartland. Butler, not much running room there because Jawan Bentley is there, and boy, is momentum wearing white jerseys right now, man.
Yes, it is. And so is the confidence factor. You can see it with this group. And Nick Holt's feeling it over there. Seemingly every call he's dialing up is working right now. Stanley needs to make a big play here. He's been pretty accurate with his football today. He's got a time in this 3rd down to come up with a big play.
0 for 3 in this second half, though, for Nathan Stanley. 2 of those have been drops. And Stanley going to keep it, and Stanley is buried by Jawan Bentley, who drove right through his opposite number.
That call I did not like at all. So that one I didn't get. But I'll tell you who did like it, Jawan Bentley. He read that thing fast, and as soon as he saw it, he went, go get himself a quarterback. There's Nick Holt.
Been doing this a long time, is Nick Holt. his enthusiasm has not diminished. And another bad punt. Bounces at the 45 of Iowa, and it dies at the 47, and the crowd unhappy.
Kevin, that's maybe the 3 lousiest punts I've seen all season long, all from Iowa.
20 yards for Colton Rastetter. Wisconsin football team has found success on the gridiron this season. Now they face their toughest test yet. Pictionary against Mike Hall. Don't miss Sportslight with Mike Hall Wednesday, 11:30 Eastern, right here on BTN.
LeVar Woods is a special teams coach for Iowa, and I know he can't be happy because I know him as a coach. That's a good coach. Here, get that foot straight down.
Sindelar to the air, this time to the opposite sideline, looking for Burgess. Good coverage from Matt Hankins. Second down for Purdue at the Iowa 46-yard line. And
see Mahone go up there? Look who's across from him.
Joshua Jackson.
Yeah, okay.
That seems like a better idea.
How about it? Oh, you want to keep picking at that scab? Yeah, we'll give you a Band-Aid.
Yeah, that'll stop the bleeding quick. Second and 10 at the 46.
I like it. I like walk right up on him, get your hands on him.
Sindelar to the sideline. Anthrop tried to adjust. He couldn't pull it in.
Yeah, better throw. Could have been a first down. There's no one out there. But I do like the adjustment here on the defensive side.
Trying to pull it in.
Yeah, he dropped it. Good job.
Good look again by our crew. Boy, we've had some terrific looks today. You could see the field turf pellets jumping up as that one skipped off the turf.
Here's the matchup up top that they were taking advantage of. Phil Parker, the defensive coordinator, made a nice adjustment and put Jackson on top of him.
And a draw play to Jones. Markel Jones powering his way forward, short of the first down.
Nice power, though, man. He ran behind his pads. That safety came down tough, too. It's been a good, tough football game.
Miles Taylor was the guy who provided the punch at the end of this. Big hit.
Nice hit.
So now 4th down and 3 at the 39, and that's the offense still out of the field for Purdue.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not.
Never mind.
Now, I will mention there have been 3 fake punts this year for Purdue. Joe Shopper is 1 for 1 as a passer. Not going to fake this one, though. Trying to pin the Hawkeyes deep. Vandenberg with a fair catch at the 14-yard line. And Iowa back to work on offense, trying to find a little rhythm down at home. 9 minutes, 26 seconds remaining, third quarter. Purdue 21, Iowa 9. Nathan Stanley and the Iowa offense trying to overcome the inconsistency. We asked at the top of the show which Iowa team was going to show up today. So far, it's the Wisconsin offense that's showing up, not the Ohio State one.
He's going to have to open it up a little bit here, Brian Ferentz, the OC. You have to put the ball in his hands a little bit and trust him.
On first down, Wadley with the carry. Wadley to the sideline, and he darts out of bounds at the 20-yard line, chased out by Jawan Bentley. A little collision over there as Wadley got deep on that Purdue sideline. Second down and 3. Wadley trying to get it going a little bit. He's got 56 rush yards and 13 carries. Had 170 yards against Purdue last season. Wadley again, and Wadley trying to fight for the first down. He's short at the 22. Jalen Robinson, Jawan Bentley with the tackle. Now third down.
So they're going to, he's saying, look, my offensive line, the game's close enough, we can handle it. We're just going to pound the football. Getting to third and short, that's what he wants to do anyway. He's trusting his offensive line is what he's doing.
1 for 7 on third. Play action. Stanley going to run for it. And he's got the first down. Jacob Thieneman stood in front of him, blocked his path any further, but the crowd with a big round of applause for the first down.
Yeah, I think they're getting a little impatient.
There's a lot of football left in this game. This is far from over. Here's Wadley on first down. Nice little move to miss Izichukwu in the backfield. Watch Big Ten football wherever you are with BTN to go and Fox Sports Go, and never miss a thing all season long. Available in the App Store and Google Play.
Kevin, that's what the really good running backs do, what you just said, that little step. I mean, it's seemingly nothing, but he's able to set him up to the outside, just take that little step back to the inside, make a miss, and sets up this second and about 6 or so.
From the 31 on 2nd and 6, Wadley to the edge, got a block, and then Wadley down at the 33, pickup of 2. DeJuan Hunt with the tackle, and Iowa not afraid to rely on their run game, their patient offense right now, trying to get it going.
Yeah, and so eventually he's going to have to come off with some play action stuff. Now still it's 3rd down here. This means he's going to be throwing a lot underneath stuff, look for the tight ends or a double slant or something like that. Look for the tight ends to the middle of the field. Let's see if they got split the safeties. Yeah, see if they don't work inside.
Both Fant and Hawkinson at the bottom of the offensive line. Now Fant in motion. 3rd down, and we've got a whistle, and a flag is down. 3rd and 4.
Timeout.
But a timeout first. Iowa using their first timeout. We'll step aside for 30 seconds in Iowa City. 33 remaining in the 3rd. Purdue 21, Iowa 9. Alongside Matt Millen, making friends everywhere he goes. I'm Kevin Kugler. They do.
I tell you, they love me.
Lisa Byington with us on the field. 6:33 to go in the 3rd. Mike Pereira's with us in our studios in Los Angeles, but we have not needed to pick the brain of Mike Pereira. He has chimed in from time to time with his opinions from the studios, but you just have not heard them. But trust me, he's been right every time tonight. 3rd down and 4 at the 33. Stanley on 3rd and 4. Has time, throws for the sideline, and he's got his tight end, T.J. Hawkinson, for the first down.
Yeah, that's well done. It's well done on a couple levels. First of all, good protection. He had a lot of time to be able to sit, and because he was able to sit, you can let that develop to the outside, Kev. That was a levels pass. You're trying to drop the underneath coverage to get behind him with the tight end, and Hawkinson does just that.
So another conversion and another first down for Iowa. Hawkeyes at their 44. Off play action. Stanley will roll. Smart throw on the run. Hawkinson again, and Hawkinson picks up 6. To midfield. McCollum on the stop. But Iowa's starting to generate a little something here, Matt, with this patient, methodical Hawkeye offense.
But it all starts with that running game first. Draw them up. So they want that line of scrimmage packed tight. And that's what they're doing. And so once you get them packed up tight, now we're going to start. Now we'll loosen you up a little bit with some pass patterns.
On 2nd down, Wadley. First down to the Purdue 45-yard line. Robinson with the tackle. But the Hawkeyes move the sticks again.
And the crowd's getting and saying, okay, now we're finally doing a little bit of something. They're getting after him pretty good. This offensive line's trying to establish itself a little bit.
Saw this from Wisconsin against Michigan today, Matt. They played stalemate early.
Yep.
Wisconsin just wore them down. First time across midfield in the second half for the Hawkeyes as they line it up at the 45 of Purdue. Wadley upended as he gets to the middle of the field at the 43. Izichukwu tripped him up. 7 runs, 2 passes. Brian Ferentz going with his bread and butter, Matt, which is that run game and that strong offensive line.
Yeah, and you want to establish them. And if you lose something, you lose a little bit, you go, look, let's get back to what we do. What are we? What are we? We are a run-first team. Let's get back to it.
Second down and 8. Play action, pressure coming. Stanley in trouble, and Stanley is sacked. Marcus Bailey right on top of Nathan Stanley.
That has been the third time today that that's happened. Yeah, so you can see they just have let him go. They're going to block down on the inside. Looks like the tight end's going to ground on around anyway. And he's just come clean. Bailey's come clean. And then earlier, Antoine Miles had 2 sacks for the same thing, Kev. Nobody touched him. He came clean. 3 sacks out of the same position. That's got to get cleaned up.
And 4 sacks in all as the snap goes behind Stanley. Picks it up and fires down the sideline. Incomplete with DeJuan Hunt getting a hand on it.
That is really smart right there by Stanley. To have the wherewithal, he had the understanding, look, I have some time to be able to get rid of the ball. And so this happened a week ago. Same exact thing. He wasn't even ready for the ball, and it was snapped. Last week it hit him right in the stomach. This week it goes over his shoulder. But Stanley had the wherewithal to be able to save a lot of yardage by throwing that incompletion.
Here's Rastetter. Last 2 punts, 21 and 20. This one a little bit better, and it takes a good roll for Iowa. And an even better hop, and it's going to die inside the 5-yard line. Purdue defense stepping up again, though, to get the stop. A 42-yard punt. Now the Purdue offense deep in their own end. But how about this Purdue defense? You know, you're talking about a group that last year gave up points like it was candy on Halloween. 42.6 points allowed per game in conference play. This year, 19.1, the largest improvement in all of college football since the 01-02 season when Tulane improved in a similar fashion.
And see that guy right there? That was Nick Holt, their D coordinator. He's got a ton to do with it because a lot of defense is attitude.
Sindelar, nobody open, has to throw that one away. He's already been dropped in the end zone once tonight. The safety from Nathan Bujita. And now 2nd down.
Kevin, I learned a long time ago, it's attitude, not aptitude, that determines altitude. Yeah, write that down. Go ahead.
I'm trying to... Is that something I feel like I should be solving that on a plane at altitude. 2nd and 10 at the 5. And the give to the outside, looking for room is Langford Johnson. Brian Langford Johnson tripped up by Bo Bauer after a pickup of about 3.
Nicely done by Bo Bauer from the inside out. Gives him one way to go, sets up this 3rd down. Now, Iowa, in order to capitalize on that punt, has got to get the stop right here.
Purdue's only run for 18 yards today, yet they lead at 21-9.
Mahungu on the top side on Jackson has been a nice fix for this Iowa defense.
Everybody changing it up on 3rd and 7 at the 8. Sindelar with pressure to the sideline, intercepted, picked off by Jake Gervais.
Now they're
saying incomplete. But Gervais looking for his 3rd pick of the year, just missed it.
Kevin, that Josh Jackson, by going on top of Mahungu, Sindelar has not even looked to that side. Not at all. He's come back to the other side, which has helped the safety. Now that time, he just turned and went right to the left, reading a quarterback's eyes, because Sindelar never even looked to the top side.
Running from his end zone, Shopper, good punt. Vandenberg all the way back at the 35, and it rolls. Picks it up at the 23. And Vandenberg out at the 30-yard line. Talking with Kirk Ferentz yesterday, one area that has really been a concern for his is punt return. Vandenberg let a couple go by him last week at Wisconsin for about 20 yards. They hadn't returned a punt in 2 games until today.
Well, one of the main things in the punt game you can't do is let the ball hit the ground. That ball's in the air. You've got to field that ball. Vandenberg's got to make that catch. He's got to be able to get under that punt.
Career-long 68-yard punt for Joe Shopper. What a big kick at a big moment with the wind at his back. So now the Hawkeyes at the 29. Butler tripped up, trying to make his move. Antoine Miles, who's had a good day, makes the tackle. Tuesday on an all-new journey, see how one family has made a big difference in the life of Indiana wide receiver Simi Cobbs. Plus, an all-access look at the top 25 clash today between Michigan and Wisconsin. Don't miss an all-new episode of The Journey, Big Ten Football 2017. Tuesday, 10 Eastern, right here on BTN.
Hey, Bailey's had himself a nice game today. McCollum's had a nice game today. Neal on the inside. That's some pretty solid defenders for this Purdue defense.
Second down and 10 at the 29. Stanley to throw. Pressure coming. Stanley in trouble. And Stanley is sacked. T.J. McCollum went airborne to land on Nathan Stanley.
Yeah, not a lot of people talk about McCollum. McCollum is a really good player. One of the best players I've watched in the Big Ten all season long. He's coming on a blitz. You're going to see him. Now, the guy he just ran over is a really good player. He just dropped, watch him drop his hips, and he just powers through him. That is a big-time play. Well done, T.J. McCollum. You're a good player.
Second sack of the year. Fifth sack today for Purdue. Iowa had allowed 16 all year. And here's Butler on 3rd and 21. Butler well shy of any first down. And the Hawkeyes will punt. And the crowd getting a little restless again as we wind down this third quarter.
At one point, Brian Ferentz is going to have to open this thing up. He's going to have to put it on his quarterback and say, you know, it's you're going to have to win it for us. As this Purdue defense is tough to run against. They are grudgingly giving up yards.
Another punt. Anthrop backs away from this one, dying at the 39.
Not a good day in the punt department for the Hawkeyes.
So Iowa thought they had Purdue in the field position game. Then a 68-yard punt by Joe Schopper flips the field. Purdue's defense comes up big. And all of a sudden, the Boilermakers back with good field position near their own 40-yard line. From the 39 on first down, batted down. Brady Reef, second time he's poked one out of the air today, and it's 2nd and 10.
Batted down, and it's 2nd and 10 at the 39.
He had Phillips. Phillips was open, sitting in his zone.
Boy, ever since Josh Jackson found Anthony Mahungu, Sindelar's not been able to find him.
Yeah. He doesn't even look over there.
Not sure I would either.
You got to at least test it. At least on an inside route or something.
2nd and 10 to the air. Caught, first down. Anthrop with the grab at the 44-yard line. Taylor on the stop, and we are going to reach the end of the third quarter on that play. The dean of Big Ten coaches, Kirk Ferentz, going against the newbie in the Big Ten, Jeff Brom. Right now, the new guy with the edge. Start of the fourth quarter. Not a good day to catch popcorn in the wind. But I appreciate his stick-to-itiveness. Yeah, just more. Just shovel more.
At the end, that was the right way to do it.
Yep.
Just shove it in your face.
From the 44, first down, Sindelar to the air, caught at the 40, and falling forward is Cole Herdman to the 38-yard line. See, there you go.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
One at a time, no.
Exactly.
Oh, his friend helping him out by dumping the whole bowl. DJ Knox to the 37-yard line. Ball may have come out.
Yeah.
It did come out. Kirk Barron has it.
Stop.
Third
down.
You heard forward
Third
progress
down.
stop, so it's third down. And you cannot review. When they say forward progress is stopped, that is not a reviewable play. So third down and 4 at the Hawkeye 38.
Time for somebody on Iowa to make a defensive play.
Sindelar 3 touchdowns, a career high today. 3rd and 4. Sindelar swing pass dropped by DJ Knox. It was going to be close. He was going to have to make a move on Jake Gervais to get the first down, but he dropped it, rendering that point moot, and it's 4th down.
It was the right place to go with the ball. It was the only thing he had. They took coverage away. Where they really took it away is Mahomes go down the field. They've done a really nice job. That was an excellent job with Josh Jackson.
Joe Shopper on to punt from the Iowa 38-yard line. 68-yarder his last time. This time he'll try to finesse it deep. Hangs it up into the wind. Vandenberg with the catch near the 16-yard line. Iowa Hawkeyes down with 13:48 to go. Can Nathan Stanley spark a comeback?
Need a timeout.
13:48 remaining in the 4th. Purdue 21, Iowa 9. Kevin Kugler, Matt Millen, Lisa Byington. Iowa moving with the wind. All 30 points today have been scored in the end zone. The Hawkeyes are moving towards right now with that wind at their back. From the 17, Stanley will go to the air on 1st down. Wanted to go deep, checks it down, and throws it over the head of James Butler. What Purdue's defense has been so good today, Matt.
Yeah, and they have, and they've been able to get home free, and a lot of times getting unblocked. But they've been getting the sacks to the inside and off the edge virtually all game long. And if Brian Ferentz, the offensive coordinator for Iowa, is going to open this thing up, he's going to have to solve the sacks off the edge.
2nd down and 10 at the 17. Akram Wadley the carry, and nowhere to go for Wadley. Let's check in with Lisa.
Well, we can get this. We've got one more quarter, boys, is what Jeff Brom told this sideline. And frankly, it's a sideline that's not just excited, it's confident. I'm hearing all kinds of things of one more quarter. We have them right where we want them. Jeff Brom does not use the getting qualified or eligible for a bowl game as a carrot yet, but mark my words, this team is very visible that they know that they're playing for the season here tonight.
Yeah, if they win this one and win next week in the matchup with Indiana for the Old Oaken Bucket, Jeff Brom's squad's going bowling in their first year at Purdue. Fumbled snap. Stanley able to gather himself and fire. The catch is made by Easley, and that's a 1st down. Good poise by Nathan Stanley.
Exactly, Kevin. That was money right there. He saw that safety coming. He trusted his back was going to come over. Watch the back come over. He's going to come up, and he picks the ball up, and then there's good protection, and that is a dart right where it needed to be.
Yeah, tip the cap to that offensive line. You don't see a fumbled snap turn into a 1st down very often. But they gave him the time to find Easley. 1st down at the 29. Purdue bringing pressure. Stanley throws, and it's dropped by Easley. He had some room to run as he headed for that far sideline, but he couldn't pull it in.
Yeah, he's matched up on McCollum underneath, and you're going to run away from McCollum. I mean, McCollum can run, but it's a receiver on a backer. That's going to happen. Look, this is the time right now. I think this is a critical time. You've got to open this thing up, and it looks like they're trying to do that.
Second and 10 at the 29. The give is to Wadley. Looking for the edge, and he's run out of bounds shy of the 35. It's like about a 5-yard gain for Wadley. Easy Chukwu and Jawan Bentley over there to run him out. Now 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd and about 3 or so. Maybe more.
About 5.
He went out across. Yeah, 3rd and 5. So if I'm the Colt, do I dial up a blitz right here? Get pressure, try to have the ball come out fast? To me, the answer is yes. Let's see if he does it. No, he did.
On 3rd and 5, just a 4-man rush over the middle. Easley with the catch, able to keep his balance with his right hand and scramble forward to get the 1st.
They're just moving the chains. That's what they have to do. They've got to be able to get points at the end of this. He slips right there. You're right, Kevin. And without that hand, it's short of a 1st, but he has the wherewithal to be able to get it.
Hawkinson motioning. On first down, Wadley trying to get outside. Pushed back by Wilson and then slips making his cut. And he loses yardage to the 37, a loss of 4. Okonye covered him up, but give Eddie Wilson the credit for that one.
Exactly right. So Okonye makes the tackle, but Wilson makes the play. Wilson's been making quite a few plays here today. A little bit on the undisciplined side. When he gets his game together, that's a good football player. I tell you, his first couple steps, we talked about him coming off the ball. He's pretty darn good.
2nd and 14 at the 37. Stanley, good strike throw, and Vandenberg with the catch. More on Eddie Wilson. Here's Lisa Byington.
Yeah, he's not playing 100% healthy. He had to get that left ankle retaped. And remember, guys, that's an ankle that's been bothering him all season long. It's an ankle that actually put him out eventually in the Wisconsin game earlier in the year. It's also an ankle that gave him some problems last week, so keep an eye on that.
It's also an ankle that he's still favored. You can see him as he's walking.
Oh, we're getting some great shots here today, Matt. Nice close-up of the limp there from Eddie Wilson. 3rd down and 8 at the 43. Stanley, good protection, throws it short to Wadley. Now Wadley looking for the first down. He's got it. Thieneman chased him out.
He got the first, but kept. When he first took off, he slipped again. That's the second time he slipped in as many plays. You can watch it. Trying to get his stuff together, just like, whoa. Akram Wadley, though, is one good football player and has, you know what he has? His great awareness of where he's at on the field at all times. Understood where the first was, got the first.
Hawks now 5 of 9 on 3rd down in the second half. They were 1 for 6 in the first half. Butler now the running back, play action. Stanley will throw it short to Butler, makes the catch at the 45 and down at the 44 in the arms of Marcus Bailey. It's a 2-yard gain.
Even when they try to push something down the field, they end up always checking it down, which tells you they're not getting any separation down the field. And in this particular play, it was the same thing. Nothing there, so they check it back underneath.
Time becoming a factor now, Matt. 8:55 to play in the 4th. And Iowa's still a long way from the end zone.
They've got to get points on this drive. This has got to be 6 points. You get 6 here, and then you play for that last one, you're good.
11th play of the drive. 2nd and 8 at the Purdue 44. 3-step drop over the middle. Hawkinson can't pull it in. Is it picked off? What a pick by Navon Mosley. Off the carom. Mosley with a circus grab to turn the Hawkeyes away.
Somebody needed to make a play, and Mosley was the guy. They tried to force that ball on the inside, and it's a tight throw, Kevin. I mean, it is a tight throw. You're going to get it back inside, but Mosley, wherewithal, pick, going the other way.
A BTN standout to turn the Hawkeyes aside. Navon Mosley off the deflection, fired up. Our BTN standout gives Purdue the ball. Iowa 9, and the Boilermakers just get it back on the turnover, and on first down they give to Markel Jones, and Jones fights his way for a first down. Boy, is Purdue confident and tough right now, and this defense for Purdue just continues to shine. They've allowed 2 touchdowns or fewer in 6 straight games. Pretty good company to be in when you're talking about Wisconsin's defense.
Kevin, they have played tough all season long, and you know, people see the people see the losses, but this is a good football team.
Jones again, and Jones inside the Iowa 45. Down near the 44, pickup of 3. Josie Jewell, who's into double figures tackle-wise, 7th straight game with double-digit tackles in the 21st game in his career into double figures.
And he'd rather have the win any time. And that, you know, it's 7.5 minutes going here with this Purdue team playing with good confidence. That thing looks like it's kind of slipping away on them.
Well, the Boilermakers trying to keep their hopes for a bowl game alive. If they can win here, it comes down to next week against Indiana. Each team a win away from bowl eligibility as Jones trying to find some room up the middle, runs into the arms of Nathan Bujita after a pickup of a yard. 3rd down and 5 at the 42.
Critical down right here for both teams. And so what you got, if you're Iowa right now, you have got to get off the field. It's your only shot. You got to get off the field, get the ball back, and you've got to score points. See if Sindelar can get it for him.
Third down, Sindelar looking deep down the sideline, incomplete. Aiming for Gregory Phillips, Matt Hankins, the freshman with excellent coverage.
And there's your crack in the armor right there. This good coverage, and this still has a chance. Well, that goes right through his hands, Kevin. That should have been a catch. Oh, look at that.
What a throw by Sindelar.
Great throw by Sindelar.
He's really been on today, Matt.
Yes,
Had
he
a
has.
fine day. Punt into the wind, a very short one. Vandenberg goes out. The ball is in the hands of the Boilermakers. It caroms off Vandenberg, and Antonio Blackman scoops it up at the 16. Purdue ball.
That's by the return team. Recovered by the kicking team. 1st down and 10, Purdue.
Punt returns have been a concern for Kirk Ferentz.
You know what this is right here? This is, I've got to catch the ball no matter what. I can't let it happen like it did a week ago.
Yep.
That's exactly what happened.
Point, because last week, 2 went by him. Cost him yardage and field position. Matt Vandenberg was absolutely intent on making that play, battling the wind, and Purdue gets another chance. From the 16, it's Jones trying to get to the outside. A flag comes in. May have been a face mask on Epinesa.
Markel Jones, the ball carrier. There's a penalty marker on the field.
Yeah, you can see Epinesa right there. Tell you what, our camera guy, you're right, Kevin. We've had some great shots here tonight.
I mean, I'm not surprised. We've been with this crew all year. They must have got a good night's sleep last night. They're really on it today.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 94. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic 1st down.
Well, tonight, men's basketball's on BTN as the Terrapins square off with Bucknell. The action tips off tonight at 8:30 Eastern right here on BTN and streaming live on BTN To Go and Fox Sports Go. 5 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the 4th, and Purdue looking to put this one away. 1st and goal for the Boilermakers. Bobbled. Sindelar able to cover it up. Knox trying to grab it. Sindelar got it back, and it's 2nd and goal.
Yeah, so one went the wrong way. I don't know who it was, but one of them did. But the wherewithal to get on it was present there by Sindelar. Tighten the coverage. Give me a little pressure. Put some pressure on this quarterback.
And remember, they're going into the wind, so no field goal is considered a chip shot in this spot of the field. 2nd down. Sindelar airing it out. Back corner of the end zone, missing Gregory Phillips. Hankins again on the coverage.
Nicely done. Now short area of the field. You're inside the 10-yard line. So you want it, you have a short field. You don't have to, you just have to get your hands on and be physical for 20 yards. That's it. The only way to really run away from coverage here is a crossing route. And so your inside cover guys, your backers and stuff, they've got to be aware of crossers down here. You got to be able to knock them off.
Anthony Mahungu at the bottom of the screen against Jackson.
They haven't touched him since his 5 straight throws.
On 3rd and goal, Sindelar rolling right, throws it short to Anthrop. Excellent defensive play by Ben Neiman. Blocked the entire time by Cole Herdman. He still made the tackle.
Yeah, well, Herdman thought he had him blocked, but he was just toying with him. He was just playing with him. And when the time came to have to make the play, he just disengaged and made the play. Neiman's, that's a good, solid football player.
Now remember this wind, Matt. It's 4th and goal. Normally in this situation, you'd think about a field goal, but Purdue's offense is staying out there.
Yeah. And it's, of course, it's 4th and goal. He's got to go to the end zone. Anything underneath is no good. And they'll take the timeout.
They'll call timeout.
Timeout, Purdue.
And we may see the kicker out here, and we will. They're going to try a field goal when we return on BTN. Football on BTN is brought to you in part by State Farm, here to help life go right. And by Textron Off-Road, power, performance, precision, it's in our blood. Things looking a little bleak for the home team right now. 3:59 to go as Purdue will line up for a short field goal. But again, this is into a very stiff wind. 27-yard try for J.D. Dellinger.
Tough angle, too.
Dellinger from 27. And the kick by Dellinger is good. That was not an easy 27-yard field goal. J.D. Dellinger made it look easy. 24-9 Purdue.
Who scores?
3 minutes, 55 seconds to play in the 4th quarter, and Iowa in some trouble at home. Down by 15 points as the Purdue Boilermakers have added 3 to their lead. Elijah Sindelar has been excellent. 229 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. A quarterback rating of over 138 this afternoon.
Yeah, he brought his A game. He really did. Now, keep it. That being said, it's only a 2-score game, Kevin.
Kickoff into the wind. Taken at the 2-yard line by Smith-Marset. Amir Smith-Marset has a big lane. Has speed to the 40. Smith-Marset to midfield and pulled down at the 45-yard line. T.J. Jallow saved a touchdown as Smith-Marset had a full head of steam, but gives Iowa the short field.
All right, just running with his eyes. So this is designed to go to the left as you're looking at it. He sees it open to the right, and then, hey, just run where they're not. That's what he does very well. His pride came back.
Broke the tackle of kicker Spencer Evans to get extra yardage. And out at the 45 is where the Hawks break huddle, first down.
This game is far from over. Quick 6 right here, and we got ourselves another game. Whole different game.
Max Cooper in there at the slot at the bottom of your screen. Toss to the sidelines, short, skips in front of Vandenberg, and it's 2nd down. Nate Stanley, 12 of 24, 132 yards and an interception. Our State Farm postgame report coming up. Still 3:41 to play here in the 4th.
But it feels like he played better than that, Kevin,
it does.
doesn't it?
Yeah, as I'm saying those numbers, they didn't seem right, but they are.
No, the numbers are right. He's got to finish it right here.
2nd and 10 at the 45. Pressure up the middle. He's in trouble, and he's sacked again. Cheelan Robinson and Easy Chukwu both there. The 6th sack for Purdue. Matt, they had 16 sacks as a defense all year. They have 6 in this game.
There is no way that you were going to say that you're going to get all these sacks. You're going to start. Robinson's coming number 13. He's working to the inside. That's just Easy Chukwu on the outside, forced it back inside. Robinson cleaned it up.
That's a season high in sacks for Purdue, as you might imagine. 3rd down and 15. Stanley, pressure again. Throws to the sideline, and what a catch by Smith-Marset.
And what a dart! That ball was right where it had to be. I mean, coverage was all over him. He stuck that thing on him.
Hawks get a 1st down. Stanley trying to get him going. 2:49 to play. Down 15 at home. Stanley again. Four-man pressure. Throws. Caught easily at the 25. Clock will run. Thieneman on the stop.
He's got to hurry it.
Hawkeyes had to use a timeout earlier. They have 2 remaining. They'll hustle up to the line on 2nd and 1 at the Purdue 25.
First down will stop the clock, but this is running right now. He's got to get it out.
2nd down and 1. Stanley, the give to Wadley. Wadley with a first down, twisting to the Purdue 19. Clock stops while they set the chains. 2:15 to play.
He's got to go to the end zone right now. It's 20-yard throw, not a big deal.
Clock running. Out to slide under 2 minutes to go. Stanley taking a lot of time. First down and 10 at the 19. Shotgun snap to Stanley. Floats it down the sideline looking for the end zone. The pass incomplete. Wanted Vandenberg. No flags.
Good coverage. Good call. Official's right there. He's on top of the whole thing. Yeah, so they're going to hand fight a little bit. He's going to let him play. Vandenberg does the same thing. That's good. I'm good with that.
Second down and 10 at the 19. Stanley hit as he throws for the sideline. Smith-Marset with the grab. It's 1st and goal.
Money again, Kevin. As I said, he seems like he's playing better than what those numbers were because the ball's coming out really well, and he is dead on.
1st and goal at the 6. Hawkeyes trying to frantically rally in this game, down 15. Stanley again. Pressure up the middle. Stanley in trouble, steps away, and slings it out of bounds, incomplete.
Smartly throws it out. That's okay. Yeah, that ball was thrown, Kevin, before that break was ever made. So it's great anticipation and understanding exactly where his receiver is going to be. He's going to have all that right now. He's got to score now.
Stanley's taking some punishment.
He's also dropping some dimes, man. He's throwing the ball well.
2nd and goal at the 6. Stanley floating it for Smith-Marset. DeJuan Hunt, the closest player on either team to that ball, and it's 3rd and goal.
Hunt's seen the same route 2 times in a row.
3rd down and goal.
Get Fant to the back of the end zone.
He's got 7 touchdown catches this year. Not on the field right now, though.
No, Hawkinson, put him in the back of the end zone. Run him around the back, off the edge.
Hawkinson to the bottom of the screen. 3rd and goal at the 6. Stanley looking. Pressure again. In trouble. Stanley able to get away.
Good for him.
Stanley looking for the end zone. Nobody open. Now throws, and he throws it away. It's 4th and goal. Antoine Miles was hot in pursuit of Nathan Stanley. And the Hawkeyes' game and chances are coming down to this play right here on 4th and goal.
He had the right idea with Hawkinson in the back of the end zone. He just couldn't get there.
The wind really whipping right now. Just blew the ball off its spot at the 6-yard line.
And Fant back in the game.
He and Smith-Marset to the top of the offensive line along with Nick Easley. Vandenberg to the bottom of the screen. 4th down and goal.
Rush 3, drop 8.
Stanley throwing end zone. Caught, Fant, touchdown!
All right, Kevin, 1 of 2 things. You go for 2 now or you wait. For me, I wait. I get the sure thing right now. Get my extra point in. They're going to go for 2.
Looks like they're going for 2. The problem with this is if you don't get it,
Exactly.
it's over.
Exactly.
It's a 9-point game.
So that's why I take the point.
Iowa going for 2, trying to make it a 7-point game with 64 seconds to play. Stanley changing it up.
Checked it.
Here's the 2-point try. Pressure coming. Stanley for the end zone. Looking for Fant. No good.
It's over.
And it's a 9-point game with 64 seconds to go.
Why you kick the field goal. I mean, to kick the extra point there. Give yourself a chance, live for another down.
A quick 30-second timeout in Iowa City. So Iowa opts to go for 2 in a 9-point game. They do not get it. And now even if they kick onside, get the ball back, go down right away, score another touchdown, and convert on a 2-point try, Matt, it's a 1-point game.
Exactly.
And they lose by 1.
Yeah, you want to get the point for sure. Take your chance at the end. A little surprised with that.
So now, instead of it being an 8-point game and recovering the onside kick means if you get it back, you've got a chance. Timeout taken by Purdue.
Timeout, Purdue.
Instead, you've got to onside kick it, score. It's a steep hill. Quick 30-second timeout. Both teams back out. Iowa lining up for an onside kick try. Racinos will kick. Hands team out for Purdue. There's the kick, pops up right into the hands of the tight end, Bryson Hopkins.
That's a
Purdue
big
ball. There's a flag down.
Yeah, that's a big win for Purdue.
Keeps their season and their bowl chances alive as Hopkins has to be helped up.
Especially coming in here into Iowa, playing this Iowa team the way they play. Very similar teams.
Offside. Kicking team, number 80. 5-yard penalty. Purdue ball. First on attack.
Hawkeye fans have to be thinking, what happened to the team we saw on November 4th that beat Ohio State 55-24 right in this building? Went to Wisconsin and lost last week, and now come back home on senior day, and they're going to lose to the Purdue Boilermakers. And our Duluth Trading hardest working player, this is one of the easiest picks of the year, Elijah Sindelar. He was terrific today. 229 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, was in complete control all day long. And as you said earlier, Matt, if this is a nicked up Elijah Sindelar,
keep him nicked.
I should keep him out of practice every Monday or Tuesday to start the week. Markel Jones with the carry. Iowa with 2 timeouts left. They'll take one of their 2.
Kevin, the other thing that needs to be said is Jeff Brom is the real deal. Jeff Brom is a really good coach.
And he's got Purdue 1 win away from a bowl. 3rd down and 9. Again a run. Iowa can't stop it. Markel Jones breaking free. 1st down and 4. And Jones pulled down at the 10 by Matt Hankins. And that run seals Purdue's 5th win of the season.
Tackled by Matt Hankins.
Kevin, the thing I want to go back to in this game, which was a turning point in this game, was when they came out in the 3rd quarter and they had Mahungu outside in a matchup that they liked. And they went to it and went to it and went to it 5 straight times until they scored twice. And that's the difference in the game. And that, my friend, was on that coach. That's a heck of a play call.
Jeff Brom called a terrific game today, and next week not only will the old Oaken bucket be up for grabs, but inside the old Oaken bucket you'll find a bowl bid, because the winner gets the bucket and the winner's going bowling.